You're listening to Oilersnation Radio, presented by the Nation Network. Subscribe for free on iTunes, SoundCloud, or wherever you get your podcasts from.
I always like how she really pronounces every single syllable of the words that she's saying. You know what I mean? It's like each one is its own sentence. Thank you for listening to Oilers Nation Radio, episode 44. I am bagged milk. To my right is producer Tyler. To my left is Daniel. The Nation Dan. Across from me is Rick. And beside him is one Cameron Von Lewis. We are here to talk a little bit about the Oilers. We are here to talk a little bit about life. But first, we are here to talk about our friends at Sherwood Ford. Why? Because they're wonderful people. Why? Because they were born that way. Why? Because they have excellent parents that raised them well. Why? Because they wanted upstanding members of society. Another thing I want to talk about at Sherwood Ford is they are sponsoring a hole-in-one hole to be exact, at the Nation Golf Tournament that's coming up on August 29th. If you sink a hole-in-one, Dan, you will be leaving the tournament with keys to the Nation truck.
We should say it's on their hole specifically, and I can't remember which hole that is.
Yes, their hole, whatever hole that is.
It's
the Sherwood Ford hole.
I think there's a lot of hole talk in this promo, and I like it. But yeah, you can drive away. You can drive away with Jay's truck. He physically will not have a vehicle to get around the city anymore. The photos that you take of the Nation truck with the hashtag Nation truck that get you entered in to win a gas card every month from our friends at Sherwood Ford, those would be taken of you and not Jay in the Nation truck. So yeah, I think everybody around the table wants to see Jay lose his truck.
Absolutely.
I think it would be easily one of the funniest things to have happen.
I want to see him finish up this summer on a tandem bike. That's what
actually, I think Sherwood Ford would put some decals on that bike for him.
From first-hand experience, he's tremendous on the bike. So
Very fast.
I would love to see Jay
nice
rip around
segue
the
there.
bike.
Yeah,
yes, we are going to talk about the ITU World Triathlon that both Cooom and Rick participated in against Jay. We're going to talk about that a little bit later. But first, I need you to go ahead and follow Sherwood Ford on Twitter at Sherwood Ford and on Instagram at Sherwood Ford _the Giant. Gentlemen, I want to start off today's podcast with probably the most exciting news that I've seen around the nation for some time now. I guess it's a Thursday when we're recording this. We're trying a day early. Tyler said he wanted to try something to see if more Friday folks will listen if we do it Thursday. So we're trying it today. Yesterday, one Ryan Nugent-Hopkins got married. Was it yesterday or Tuesday? It doesn't matter.
2 days ago, yeah.
Tuesday, he got married to...
Is it normal to get married in the middle of a week?
Man, you know what's sweet? NHL players give no fucks. So they're like, I'm going to get married on Tuesday because all my boys can come because they got nothing to do anyway.
It's a vacation trip.
It just goes to show how rich these guys are.
No, it's a vacation trip. It happens all the time.
You also
the last one I went to in Mexico.
What about all the
was
guests?
like on a Tuesday.
Surely he
invited for a week.
He invited some peasants that have jobs.
No one's going for just a fucking day or two. You're going for a whole week.
This is like your vacation if you're a peasant. But I don't think Nuge makes anybody feel like a peasant.
Do you think he's hooking everybody up, paying for their flights, that kind of thing?
I bet you he helped out with some people for sure.
I wonder how big the size of a wedding for a guy like Ryan Nugent-Hopkins would be, in the sense that when you're an NHL player, I would assume you've got cousins that you haven't seen in your entire life that come out of the woodwork and they're like, hey, Ryan, look, what's going on?
Also, another thing, if you're an NHL player, how do you decide what guys on the 23-man roster on your team you're going to invite to your wedding?
That's a very good question.
It's a great question, Cooom, and it was raised a couple times after the pick went out, was that people were like, well, where's so-and-so, and where's so-and-so, and where's Connor, and where's Taylor, and all that. And it's just, like, I don't know, it seems like it would be an absolute nightmare, because, like, you're close with all your teammates, but then you're going to have an inner circle, right? So it's a choice to have.
Well, and also the picture you're talking about, Dan, is what I'm getting at here. We got a picture yesterday posted up on Twitter of Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Oscar Clefbaum, Justin Schultz, Jordan Eberle, Jujhar Khaira, and Matt Benning wearing our Keep Nuge Forever Nation Gear shirts. Unbelievable. I wrote an article about it last night. I was just thinking about when we were workshopping that shirt. We were upstairs at the table at Nation HQ. We were just throwing ideas around. We needed a Keep Nuge Forever shirt. I remember working on it. All the boys were around. We were all yelling out ideas, and then to see them all wearing it, pretty ridiculous. But the thing I wanted to get to is that those 6 dudes, including Nuge, I guess, so those other 5 dudes, those were in his wedding party. So we don't know that Connor and Halsey and all those boys weren't there. They could have been taking the picture for all we know.
No, if they were there, they would have been in that photo.
But they wouldn't have had the shirts, though.
That was the hangover brunch.
Because we sent 6 shirts.
That was like
At least that's what I was told.
That was
I
the
think we
day
sent
after.
10.
We sent 10? So who are the other 4 people wearing them?
So there's 4 mystery players at the wedding that are wearing the T-shirts.
Well, maybe
You
like
gotta think that
Mrs. Nuge probably.
I was just
gets
gonna
one.
say they had to
Absolutely,
have
she
given
should
one
get
to
one.
Bray.
Gotta think like Neil Yakupov was there running around.
Sliding
First
everywhere.
overall club.
Yeah, on his knees,
Yeah, he was sliding everywhere. That'd be
celebrating.
sweet. Chased by bees at the wedding.
I did a little like deep dive on some of the stories and looked around and to the point of all the guests as well. It didn't look like it was a massive wedding. Like we're not talking Gretzky wedding here. This is
Gretzky wedding was half of Edmonton. I was there.
Fair enough.
Some of you guys weren't born yet, but
Were
I
you
was
actually
there.
at that?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
Like
'cause,
standing along the road?
How
or
old
what?
were you?
Yeah.
When was this?
Whatever. I was born in 81. So do the math.
Well, what year was he married? I don't know.
87, I think it was.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
You were just standing along the road. Like there was like
yeah.
a
We
parade
were
kind of thing.
nowhere near the church, but I remember being along Jasper Ave somewhere, and there's a shit ton of people.
Wearing nation gear.
Oh,
before
it was
nation
everywhere,
gear was a
man.
thing.
It was everywhere.
You had to keep Nuge forever.
Of course I
before
did.
anybody did.
Yeah, no one else. Yeah, it wasn't even
It
out
was
yet.
just like, who's this noogie?
But I just remember being downtown in that area. Couldn't even tell you if we saw them or we
Probably
saw
saw the
like
vehicle.
a limo.
Yeah, you probably saw the vehicle.
But yeah, no,
The entourage.
Jasper Ave was packed for it.
I want to know what everybody thought when they first saw the picture of Nuge and crew in the Nation Gear shirt yesterday. I almost shit my pants when Jay texted me, no context, no caption, nothing, just a picture. And the way I set my phone up is when I get a picture, it doesn't show what the picture is. It just says image.
Yeah, you know there's a picture coming.
I know there's a picture coming, but I don't know what it is. So Jay sent it to me without context. I almost shat myself. Unbelievable. Dan, thoughts?
It was such a cool moment, and I guess I think too. I immediately thought to like the clothing lines of the world, the Violent Gentlemen, the bar stools, those guys that they see this on like a daily basis, and they see the players rocking their gear, and like they're just so used to it. It's still jarring to us just because of our relationship at 30,000 feet between the Oilers and us, that it's such a neat thing to see the guys just pile into the joke, and the line is just perfect for a Nugent-Hopkins wedding on top of everything. So yeah, it was a neat thing, a moment that I think that a lot of clothing companies will have and have experienced, and I think it's cool for Nation Gear especially.
Cam, you photoshopped this thing or what?
Yeah, I was shocked the amount of people that thought it was Photoshop, because that would be that's some tidy Photoshop work.
Well, we
The
were
guy-
talking.
I do most of our Photoshops,
Yes.
and that is a lot of difficult maneuvering to
Well-
do that good of a job.
Yeah, we were talking about it this morning, that if you've clearly never seen any of the Photoshops we produce, if you think that we are good enough to pull this one off,
Yeah,
with
like-
wrinkles in the shirt and shadows and all
Go
that
back
kind of
and
thing.
see the Photoshop where I mixed together, what was it, Taylor Hall and Griffin Reinhardt for number, 90, 86 or some shit.
Wait, that wasn't real?
Yeah, that wasn't the
You
real
gotta be kidding me.
concoction of two people mixed together.
Wow.
That was Photoshopped, I can say. This was not Photoshopped. And if I had the ability to do that, this T-shirt picture as a Photoshop, and that would be amazing. But it was cool to see. I mean, we've come I guess this kind of disproves the notion that players don't want to play in Edmonton because blogs are too negative. So I guess that's not a real thing. I guess I was told that on Twitter many times over the past few years. So I guess that's not
You
accurate.
media guys are too mean to them.
Yeah, the Oilers Nation's so mean and so negative. The players all want out. Well, evidently not. They're wearing the T-shirts, so that's good to see.
It was a cool picture. I mean, Wanye texted it to me pretty much with nothing behind it either. How does this grab you? And I got a good chuckle out of it to see everybody, don the shirt, whether they were current or a former player. I thought it was pretty cool. And then even just looking at the online store we have right now, the sales of that shirt have gone up a little bit. Erupted.
People want one.
They weren't a huge number before, but we did a good job in the last 24 hours.
People wanted one.
That's cool. I didn't actually think we still had them for sale up there either.
Yeah, buddy.
I haven't checked out nationgear.ca in a while.
Nationgear.ca. It is on the second row. Go ahead and get yourself a Keep Nuge Forever T-shirt. Tyler, what do you think?
Yeah, I thought it was really cool. The way I saw it was from your tweet bag, Milk, because I guess I'm not important enough to get things texted directly to me. But no, yeah, and I agree with Rick. It was cool to see even the ex-Oilers rocking it. I miss Justin Schultz. So it was nice to see him rocking that shirt. Jordan Eberle looking cool with his new $5.5 million contract. All of it. It was just super sweet.
Boys
and
had
that's all I noticed.
Boys
All I
shorts
noticed
game
was
was
the
tight
players.
too.
Yeah, you can't miss that the Hawaiian short theme that almost everybody jumped in on. Everybody had the shades except for Benning. Like it was a well put together group of boys.
I was a little bit surprised, if I'm being honest here. It'd be a little moment of candor that Jujhar Khaira's shorts were quite so short, if you know what I'm saying. I'm worried for the guy. I'm just worried for his safety, if you will. It's just, for me, it's interesting to see how Nation Gear and how the website have evolved to the point where 6 guys are wearing the Keep Nuge Forever shirt. I remember when we saw Connor wearing a Hockey Fight shirt a couple years ago. That blew everyone's mind through the back of their skull. I remember sitting with Luke Gazdick at the Pint when we were doing a launch for VG with him, and he was telling us stories. He still shook me. Tyler, I'm going to shake you right now. Luke Gazdick told me one time at the Pint that there are players that currently play in the NHL that do not wear cans. They never wear cans. As part of their thing, he said that he knows a handful of players, he wouldn't give his names, that do not wear cans in the NHL.
That's absurd.
That's absurdly stupid.
Why?
I honestly think that's the dumbest thing you could be doing. Why? You can get comfortable cans. You're an NHL player. Go get Warrior to make you a custom one that's built into your whatever.
So I'm kind of an idiot when it comes to sports.
Yeah.
And when I went out to play high school football for the first time, the first 2 games, and I want to say 2, it might have been 3, I played without a cup on D-line. And that was the biggest mistake I've ever made.
A lot of football players don't, though.
It's too crazy on the line, though. Too much stuff happens in those scrums to.
But how old were you?
To justify, I would have been I don't know. It was my 8th year of high school, so
8th year of high school.
I don't know.
Van Wilder,
I have no
man?
idea.
So you were in high school and playing
high
football, but think about these guys standing in front of Zdeno Chara Clapper, and
remember what happened to
exposed figs
Matt
out there.
Hendricks' can.
Yeah, you can't not look at Matt Hendricks' can and not think, damn, I have to wear one of those.
Yeah, I know. Catchers are really the only baseball players that will.
I would if I was a pitcher too.
Would you?
Liners coming back, I guess.
Maybe, but you're.
I would if I was in the infield. I think
yeah,
just in case somebody slides and you get a knee to the old berries.
Outside of
line
the
drives
outfield,
come
I'm
at you
not.
quickly, man.
I played second base for since I was 15 on. I never wore a
Sports
cup.
guy.
Yeah, there you go, sports
Here we go.
guy.
We got some.
But no, I think because in baseball it's largely preventable. You put yourself in those scenarios, nothing's gonna bounce anywhere.
Great story about baseball and wearing cans. I was playing when I was 13, and it was a rule in the league. Everybody had to wear a can, right? Uh-huh. And the umpire before the game came around and knocked us all in the groin region with a bat.
I don't feel like that's an acceptable
thing to do. And I never saw that guy
I'm glad that
again
he prefaced the bat thing
with a bat. So he came by and did a little pendulum swing to all of us, and we're all like, "What the fuck?"
And then he
just
walked
making
away.
Sure you're wearing your equipment, otherwise it's a
never had that umpire again though.
And then the umpire walked away from the field, never to be seen again.
Got back into his van and drove away.
Yeah, he's just oh, there's a baseball game today. The real ump shows up and he's like, what's going on over here? What's that guy doing? Oh, he's just checking cans. That's completely normal. Back to Nuge for a second. I want to end off this first segment by going around the horn and offering our man, our boy, our guy some marriage advice as he heads down the road on a life of matrimony. Considering none of us at this table are married.
This is a great table to get that advice from.
There is nobody married at this table, so I figured this is the best crew to ask. Cam, I'm going to go ahead and start with you. What marriage advice would you give to Ryan Nugent-Hopkins as he heads on with his life?
Bitches and hoes are like new clothes. Once you got them, you wish you never bought them.
Right. Dan, go ahead.
I'm just admiring the fact that you chose Cooom first.
You have to.
Cooom gives us the daily dose of advice on relationships. It's good stuff. I would just say, if you, I don't know.
Just keep the wife happy, bud.
Yeah,
keep the wife happy.
If she's always right, she's always right. That's
like saying the customer's always right. Sometimes you got to clap back, man.
No, customers are always right.
Customers are never right.
Just keep her happy. You're only around the house for 2-3 months of the year. Keep her happy, and then go hit the road with the boys. Pop back in the house every week or 2, whatever it is. Just keep her happy.
Slats would always say, don't have babies during the season. Is the next big thing, right? For him, plan your babies accordingly so that they come in the June month. and then you can not have the distraction.
Also, plan your baby making so it's not happening before games. After is better.
That's literally a thing that they did back in the 80s. They told their players that they couldn't get married, they couldn't have kids during the season.
Hey.
They would create that.
Do you want to play hockey or do you want to have babies? Like, what are we talking
Well, I'm
about?
talking about more the act.
You're talking
production.
about fucking.
Yes, Tyler.
Do you believe in the UFC fighter thing where they don't have sex before a match?
Yeah, absolutely. Are you serious?
Oh, it's
that's
crazy.
that's such a testosterone drain if you do that before sports.
No, sometimes
I
you
would
gotta let
know. This is just a long play for me to say on the podcast that I recently lost my virginity.
Congratulations, man. Sometimes you just need to let the poison out. Tyler, what's your marriage advice for Ryan Nugent-Hopkins?
Well, I mean, as someone who's in a relationship,
As a father of a
Sports
small
guy
child.
and a ladies' man.
I don't have advice for him. I'd say just, you know what? I'd say have a kid, but line it up so you have it during the playoffs. Because how many times do you hear great stories about, like Fred VanVleet with the Raptors? Had a kid, turned it around, cranked up his playoff production.
And then Kawhi left.
But
Well, they won a championship and flags fly forever.
Yeah. Or, guys in the playoffs that are like, oh, he had to jet out to see his wife give birth, and then he's back for the next game and he scores. So you know what, Nuge? Have babies.
That happened
playoffs.
in the playoffs of the Jays. Aaron Loop had to leave the team because his wife had a premature baby.
And then what did he do in his next outing?
I don't think he played for the Jays in the playoffs because his wife had a premature baby.
Oh.
Inspirational.
I'm going to go ahead and say, Nuge, just remember to clear your internet history. No good can come of ever leaving your internet history available for research. Right? Right. I'm going to go ahead and thank our friends at Sherwood Ford once again for making this all possible. Tyler is throwing his hands in the air. He doesn't like my segues. That's okay. You can tell Sherwood Ford about it on Twitter by following them at Sherwood Ford and on Instagram at Sherwood Ford_the Giant. Back to some actual Oilers news. I know all of you are very excited about the signing of Josh Archibald to a 1-year, $1 million contract. In 68 games played with the Coyotes last year, he had 12 goals, 10 assists for 26 points. Rick, what do you think about Josh Archibald?
Just another guy to fill one of the spots in the bottom six right now. We still have an issue in the top six, but that's obviously not going to be filled by a UFA right now. I still believe that's going to be a trade or somehow mending the fences with Puljujärvi. But just another guy in the bottom six who can get the job done.
I like that Tyler's rolling his eyes at you with your Archibald and Puljujärvi takes. I think that is fantastic.
He's got a great head of hair. He's definitely not Josh Archibalding.
Nice. Okay. All right.
I was thinking if we call him Archie, is there like a good Riverdale spin we could put on this?
We don't need to pretend
Doesn't
Riverdale's still
everybody
a thing.
Yeah,
Does everybody
it's
get
definitely
murdered
not.
in that show?
Yeah, I don't know. I only watched like 6 episodes.
I watched the
of it.
first season and I was
You
like,
know.
well, this is pretty fun. Then I tried to watch the second season. I'm like, this is
Maybe if like him and McDavid click, we could be like Archie and Jughead type of thing. No?
Okay. I read the comics. I didn't watch the show.
I don't know.
I was
just
always
thought
It's
that-
the show is quite a twist from the original Archie comic.
I was always a Betty man myself. You know,
So I think
she was friendly, down to earth, blonde girl like that. Why not? Dan, go ahead.
I think to bring this back from the Archie comics, I think that it's really a
Why are
win
you holding
for
onto a pair of scissors?
because they're weirdly broken down. I was channeling my inner OJ. You can.
I know you.
OJ can at me from Twitter now.
I'm gonna channel my inner OJ allegedly.
There you go.
Allegedly, in my opinion.
I think it's a big boon for Cooom and I though, because we were talking about how
depth.
we wanted to see depth. We want to see some guys. These are all guys that you can't hate Holland for bringing in and giving it a shot, because if two of them pan out into a half decent player that scores us 10 to 15 goals, maybe even 20 goals, can get some time up on the second line, help Nuge out up there because he is just playing with a skeleton crew of wingers. I think it's okay.
It's good depth.
Yeah, and
That's what they
Archibald
need.
is a good penalty killer.
He would have been like fifth on the team in goals last year. He had
Cooom
like
made that
9
point,
goals
yeah.
last year or something, and that would have been Was it 12?
Yeah.
You got the 12 goals that Toby Reeder should have got that would have got us to the playoffs.
Exactly.
So we just got the playoffs.
We basically
Congratulations, boys.
We're basically just replacing Reeder with this guy. It's kind of the same player, right? Another guy from Arizona, good penalty killer,
Wasn't qualified.
10 goals, wasn't qualified, great head of hair.
Did Reeder have good hair?
Honestly,
Reeder has
don't.
good hair.
Yeah.
Germans
Germans have a good hair.
I do like the Archibald signing though. Like you said, 12 goals. Like if the Oilers can get 12 goals out of him playing in the bottom six,
That puts him in the
thrilled.
playoffs.
It might get him closer. Or if they have him on the second line and he scores 18 alongside Nuge, or I think it's good to have that kind of
put him on the first line,
six.
he scores 30.
My big beef is still
Put him in net. He has a 1.0 GAA.
Make him the GM. He pulls the trigger on a great trade.
On the day of Mikko Koskinen's birthday.
Happy birthday, Mikko. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Tyler.
happy birthday, Mikko. Like McDavid's got Draisaitl, and you can kind of just have a rotating cast next to them and just go as guys kind of get hot and have that seat kind of rotating through. Nugent-Hopkins still doesn't have the one reliable. He doesn't have one Mr. Reliable, and that's still the big piece that they're missing. If Nugent-Hopkins would have had a Gustav Nyquist, Brett Connolly, blah, 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 someone on his wing who you can look at and go, they've scored 20 goals multiple times in their career, then I think I'd be a little bit more happy with all these depth signings, because then it's like, hey, one of Archibald, Cassian, or Chason. You just need one of them for the second line, and then you just need one of this next group for the top line. I would feel a lot better about it, but I'm still just worried about the top six, as much as I'm really digging the bottom six, although they don't have a bottom six third line center. But
hey, we got Sammy G.
Gaetan
Haas. Maybe Marcus Granlund. Maybe Colby Cave. Maybe Cooper Marody.
Kyle Brodziak still in the mix somewhere, maybe?
Maybe Mike Pekka.
Maybe Mike Pekka.
I still think Yurko could be the guy that could shock some people and could become Nuge's line mate.
We're getting way too hopeful here.
Maybe Eric
Thomas
Belanger.
Yurko.
They
These guys
need a
can't even
legit player to play that second line. We're
talking about people with unproven NHL track records here. Like
exactly. No,
That's-
they need a legit player, and like I said, whether it's Puljujärvi or whatever he turns himself into, or they move a defenseman.
He's not a legit NHL player.
No, but if I'd be more willing to put him there, I'd be more confident putting him there than anybody else on the roster right now.
I guess. Yeah.
Right? Like not even close. Tell you the honest truth.
I think there's still work to be done. I can't imagine that Ken Holland is done. I do like what he did with the bottom six. He's completely rebuilt it. He's created a lot of competition. There's going to be a lot of guys hitting the old waiver wire come September. I tell you that much. Another thing I wanted to bring up is the potential for trade. Tyler, this morning at The Nation, you wrote your Thursday rumors article. You had the Rangers singled out as a team that the Oilers could potentially target. They've got limited cap space. They got a lot of people to sign. Tell us your thoughts on the New York Rangers.
Well, like you said, they have limited cap space. They have $7 million right now. Anthony DeAngelo needs a new deal. He's probably going to come in at around 2.5 to 3. He had a good offensive season last year. I think am I lowballing that, Cooom? I don't know. But they also have Jacob Trouba. So those two guys combined are going to be well over 7. And then they still have Pavel Buchnevich and Brendan Lemieux. And they got to think about Capo Caco, who's probably going to hit his rookie bonuses on his ELC. So all of a sudden, they're in a spot where they seriously need to move out some money and probably 2 contracts.
If the Oilers are looking right now for a third-line center, why don't they inquire about Ryan Strome from the New York Rangers? He could fit into that role nicely.
I see what you did there.
Or maybe they could give him a shot next to McDavid for once.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. Strome would obviously be a good fit, but that's not happening.
How about Mark Stahl?
Like, that's the thing, though. Like, the Rangers could solve a lot of issues by moving out one of their just terrible D-men. And maybe we get to a scenario where they have Pavel Buchnevich and they go, hey, we're packaging him with Shattenkirk or we're packaging him with Stahl. Some team take him. Or Brendan Smith even. And that obviously puts the Oilers out of it because they don't have the money.
Maybe you send a Milan Lucic for Kevin Shattenkirk.
That would save the Rangers $700K. But
$650K.
$650K, yeah.
Come on, do some research.
But if the Oilers could find a way to pry out Pavel Buchnevich by giving them like 2 cheaper young NHL players, I'm thinking like people might scoff at this, but Buchnevich scored 20 goals last year in 60-some games.
I would do Puljujärvi for him.
Would you do Puljujärvi if you also have to throw in someone like Lagesson or someone like Bear or someone like Marody?
Sure.
How do we afford Buchnevich, though?
I think if you give him a 1-year deal and tell him that on January 1 you'll negotiate long-term with him, like what the Sharks did with Kevin LeBanc, you can get him for like $2 million this season and then just renegotiate.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't mind it. The Rangers confused me because we were like 2 years removed from them sending the letter out to all their season ticket holders saying it's going to be rough, and then we go sign Panarin and we don't have any cap space. I don't know. It's just weird.
They've had a hell of a summer.
But that's how you do a rebuild, isn't it? They went out, they tanked for a couple of years. They got Kakko, they got Elias Anderson.
They did a good job.
Vitaly Kravtsev, and then you go trade for Adam Fox, who wants to be there. He has the potential to be a top 4 guy. You trade pennies for Jacob Trouba, who's a top 4 guy and wants to be there. You go flex your muscles, sign Panarin. You still got Zibanejad, who's he's becoming more of a veteran center who you can build around. Strome is there as well. You let Anderson, you let Kravtsev. Like, They have a good core coming.
I think another guy I could see them kind of moving that actually, now that I totally forgot that he existed, honestly, is Vladislav Nemesnikov, who they got back in the McDonough trade. He's owed $4 million this year, and that would be a big game changer for them if they could drop that.
If they could
He's
drop
a solid
that,
player.
Yeah, he is a solid player, and he's a guy who'd come in. He plays all 3 forward positions. So from that sense, I like him for the Oilers. But that $4 million price tag probably puts the Oilers out of it, unless you could convince them to retain half of it, which they're probably not.
What if you send him Chris Russell?
But then it doesn't solve the
It's a
cap.
totally lateral move.
Yeah.
Every
Pointless.
team needs a cowboy.
New York Rangers need a cowboy.
Of course they do. They have the naked cowboy, Times Square. He's singing songs. They need one on the ice. Blocking shots. Breaking hearts.
People in New York love that kind of thing. They love the heart and the grit and the soul. You could see Chris Russell taking the subway to the game.
Absolutely.
You see him on the M train getting off at MSG. He's
There's
got his bag.
There's a chance he takes the LRT to the games.
Or not the
now.
LRT, sorry. The Metro, not the LRT.
No, but even right now,
Yeah, Chris
I can
Russell-
see him taking the LRT.
He takes the LRT to the games at Edmonton. People love it. It's great.
He's going to Billy Joel once a month.
Parks his car at McKernan Belgravia station. And then he LRTs all the way to the stadium with his bag and sticks. He's just a lunch pail kind of guy going to work. And everyone likes that kind of
He
thing.
does actually carry a lunch pail as well. He's got a sandwich in there, PB&J. That's what I heard. Little tuppy full of mixed nuts for his protein snack. Tyler, another thing you talked about was the...
Tyler whips out
Lucic.
his sandwich. Big dick energy over here. Thinks it's better than everybody else's.
Are you gonna pull a Jay and eat on the podcast? That's Jay's thing on Real Life, by the way. Yesterday, Monday, Tyler snapped because in the middle of the podcast, Jay pops a piece of gum in his mouth right on mic.
Like, you could hear the plastic crinkling and opening, and then just out of nowhere, it's just... And I, stopped him after. I was like, did you really have to do that? And he was like, I didn't even notice. See, this is what it was. Cam, don't, man. People listening at home don't want to hear you chewing gum.
We starting beef between Real Life and ON. I like this.
I like that little beef between the two.
So you can't even hear it.
Bag Milk will relay all of our messages over there.
You think the listeners want to smell my bad breath? That's why I got to throw in a stick of gum.
That's better than that breathing he did a couple episodes ago.
Another rumor I want to talk about is the ongoing Milan Lucic thing to Calgary. Elliot Friedman mentioned it in his weekly 31 Thoughts piece earlier that there could be something between Edmonton and Calgary where they swap forwards. Again, I don't know why the Flames would do that. James Neal has one season where he hasn't scored 20 goals, and it was last year.
They can't be that down on him.
They can't be, right?
They should
It's
be.
impossible.
They should be that down on him. They should be looking at a bounce back candidate like I've ever seen one in Milan Lucic. He's been waiting for years.
He's due.
to go down.
Here's why.
Go ahead.
This is what I think their reasoning might be. Apparently, Neal isn't really a Bill Peters guy. The two of them were butting heads a little bit. He was mad about whatever. Peters and Neal, if they're not getting along, and if management recognizes that and goes, you know what, Peters is never going to use him and trust him in a top 6 role, he's a bottom 6 guy, they could look at Lucic and Neal and go, who would we rather have playing on our 4th line? They got pushed around a little bit towards the end of the year. They might go, we need to get a little bit tougher, although I think that's a bad take. But they might go, we need to get a little bit tougher. Ownership will like this because we're saving them close to $10 million in Canadian money because it's $7 million American on that deal.
Thank you for
So,
the conversion.
Quick conversion, quick math.
Go ahead.
So they could be getting a better 4th liner, arguably, a tougher option there that Peters will actually like. They save themselves some money.
Yes, to all these.
Right? I
Right.
think that would kind of be their thinking, not that I agree with it.
And then one Jason Greger tweets out today, text I received today in regards to Lucic trade rumors, all quiet. Another text from person close to Calgary, there has never been any serious discussions in regards to an Oilers Flames trade. Chances are, as it has been for the last 2 years, we are going to be talking about Milan Lucic for absolutely no reason all summer long.
He's coming in at
Jeez.
12 goals this year.
Jason Wet Blanket Gregor.
12 goals. That is bold. Are we gonna fire up the Lucic goal draft right now?
Yeah.
We're going to do that again? When are you guys buying your shirts?
I'm ready to buy my shirt.
Buy your shirt.
You said you had a website for us.
Yeah.
to
Why would
go
I have a
to.
website for that?
I thought you got your jerseys all
internet
made
guy.
through the website.
What do you mean I'm an internet guy?
If you send me a link
You
to a
are the
Jersey
internet.
site, send me a link to a Jersey site. I'll buy it. I'll pay.
Do you guys want to all order together?
I think we had
I
talked
think
about
so.
getting like Print Machine or somebody to do it.
We can do that too.
Because I don't know how you would do it all together. Well, we could probably just do one order.
Yeah, or whatever.
Yeah,
It'd
Doesn't
be better to have like a cartoon Cooom on it in front of it though.
Yeah, and if fucking Chris thinks he's getting out of this, like
But
he's
Chris is not
I'd,
getting out of this.
Drop it off at Fountain Tire for him.
Yeah, if
he
His
listen to this anymore?
his Fountain Tire employees will hold him to it though.
Yeah, absolutely, because you know there's somebody at Fountain Tire listening to this right now.
Absolutely.
oh,
If
absolutely.
you are at Fountain Tire listening to this right now, you go up to Chris's desk or cubicle or closet or wherever you put him,
give him a smack.
give him a smack
the
and you
back of the
tell him
head.
that he is not getting out of the Milan Lucic goal draft bet. He is wearing this Cooom fan jersey, just like we all
Did
do.
you guys figure out what numbers you're going to be? Because you got to be numbers 1 through 4.
Yeah, we gotta decide
Who wants to be what number?
I want to be one.
You want to be 1?
Yeah, man. I want to be one in honor of Mike Morrison.
I'll take
I'll take 4.
go.
Okay. So you're Taylor Hall, Cooom fan. So it's like you had a Hall jersey, but you replaced it with Cooom fan.
So Dan's either Bob Beers or Cam Barker.
I'm gonna go.
Number 3, Corey
It's
Cross.
hard to walk away from the Corey Cross. Yeah, 3 it is.
Okay, Chris is number 2. He's my number 2 fan.
Shout out to Bob Beers.
That does sound accurate. Chris is probably my number 2 fan. I think Tyler's my number 1 fan.
Yeah, but Tyler wasn't in the bet yet. He wasn't part of the podcast. So
Not part of
I'm
the bet,
taking number 1 Cooom fan.
Okay.
I will own that.
Okay,
So
but
we're gonna take care of that.
But
Tyler,
let's
you're
go
gonna buy
back
a
to
shirt
this
too, right? Just to have for fun.
Tyler, that would look great on you.
solidarity.
He's
man.
shaking his head no, but his heart says yes. I guarantee it. Just like your heart, Dan, will say yes to ordering something delicious from our friends at skipthedishes.ca.
Always does.
So they do
does my
jersey
family.
orders or just food?
If they did jerseys, they would bring it right to your door. You would customize your order wherever you want. A donair pizza, maybe a nice taco.
Include utensils. if
Include
you needed
utensils,
them.
how many chopsticks you need, and they'll bring that right to your door. Why? Because I don't like wearing pants. Why? Because I don't like seeing people. Why? Because outside is scary.
Why?
So, my friends at skipthedishes.ca, they're here for me whenever I need to eat.
Oh man, you guys should do it with these St. Patrick's Day style shirts
Oh, nice.
with
that'd be real
the
nice.
clover on them. It's an Oilers jersey, but it's totally green and the logo is green, and it has a number in a clover, and you
That'd be
put
nice.
the name beneath. That's cool.
In
Oh,
honor
it'd
of
be
our
really
trip
You would love
to
to wear
Vegas during St. Patrick's Day last year.
Yeah, we all had a bonding experience.
It's
Cabana Boys
called.
for life.
It says Edmonton Oilers Fanatics
See you
branded
there in
personalized double liner T-shirt Kelly Green.
Mm.
What is Kelly Green?
A color.
Was
Better
it
than Steve Green.
the color is Kelly Green, or is there
Red
a person
green.
named Kelly Green?
Isn't
Better
that
than
Red
Brian
Green's real
Austin
name?
Green.
Kelly Green, Googling. Oh, it's just a
I know
color.
two ones coming back out right away.
Actually,
I saw
no.
that.
Kelly Green
Yeah.
is an Australian singer born in the United Kingdom. She migrated to Australia in 1956. Singing career began in Sydney at the age of 15.
She got any hits? What kind of hits you got? Guarantee she's got hits. You don't move from England to Australia without hits.
Give us
Maybe-
the titles.
A couple bangers.
Oh, absolute bangers.
Oh, absolutely.
She probably inspired Silverchair.
Hold on, I'm looking.
Yeah,
I'm looking.
waiting tomorrow.
Singles. I'll never be the same. / Little Girl Lost. Also, So What? Love Me With All Your Heart. And Do You Tell Me That You Love Me Too? These all came out in the early 60s.
Yeah, they're great songs, probably.
Do you tell me that you love me too?
I want to get your thoughts on this, gentlemen. We are back to Milan Lucic. Dan Murphy tweeted, or it was in a radio interview or something, that apparently there was a trade in place with Vancouver, but Louis Eriksson would not waive his no trade to come to Edmonton. The quote is, I believe they had something close to being done at the deadline for Lucic, but it never went through because I've heard Eriksson would not waive to go to Edmonton. This is what we talked about on Real Life a couple of weeks ago, where I said, if you are asking for a trade, your no trade clause should be null and void in your contract, because that is annoying.
It's annoying.
Eriksson wants out, and they're like, okay, we got to trade. He's like, well, I don't want to go there. It's like when Marty St. Louis would only go to the Rangers, and it's just like, you can trade me to the Rangers. That's cool. And they're like, well, we've got other. Well, no, I want to go there only. It's bullshit.
But it's not necessarily like it's something that Eriksson negotiated for, and the Canucks gave him willingly.
Yeah,
No,
and
I
if-
get that.
If you're gonna wanna trade the guy, then don't give him a no trade clause.
Yeah, that's like I guess, and like Bag Milk, you're completely right.
It is a
here.
pain in the ass.
It's annoying especially when he comes out of it and says that he wants to trade out.
but
But
what are you doing signing guys like Eriksson and Lucic, who are going to be in their mid 30s in their deal, and giving them a no movement clause, knowing that you're probably going to want to move them?
I don't understand. I don't understand GMs just handing them out like and there was a stretch there where there was GMs just handing them out like they were.
Yeah,
candy
the summer
on Halloween night.
2016, it was just like
Yeah.
every single one of those deals. Bacchus and Ladd.
Remember when
Poza.
Calgary had like half their team on no movement clauses?
Yeah.
Like it's just it's a weird thing to throw in there.
But if you're a player, think about it from the player's perspective. Like you obviously want that no move if you're signing a 7-year deal. Because could you imagine getting traded to like Winnipeg, and you gotta take the bus?
How are you gonna get there?
That would suck.
Terrible.
And you gotta
The
put your
shipping
kid.
cost of all your stuff is just extraordinary. It's got to go by train or by bus, and who has got time for that?
Or
Trying to bring your
parachute.
family in like that too.
Ugh. You can't throw your kids out of a plane.
See, that's
They don't
how
understand.
That's how you ruin a marriage.
Exactly.
Is you go home. This is my advice for Ryan
Nuge, pay attention.
Nugent-Hopkins. You sign your next deal, you get yourself a no movement clause because somebody might fuck you over and trade you to Winnipeg, and your wife's not gonna like that.
What about just like a no Winnipeg clause?
Yeah, you could have that. A 1-team no move clause to no Winnipeg clause.
And you like want it specifically released out so the public hears that you do not want.
Is there any other team in the NHL you would just like vehemently not play for other than Winnipeg? Because like I'm not relocating to Winnipeg for work. If you guys tried to move me there, I'd quit.
You don't want to like go run Jets Nation out of Winnipeg?
No.
Why not?
Well, Art doesn't even do that. He lives here.
Like I like the city of Ottawa, but the commute out to Canada would just kill me.
That's
I've
probably
already turned down a position in Winnipeg, so
Nice.
Did you?
Yeah.
Nice.
Pine tried to trade you to Winnipeg.
yeah.
What was the
it's up
return?
there.
That location
I never
know.
knew what the return was.
Nixed that thing right away.
Yeah, I got a hold of my agent and said no.
So you had a no move in your contract?
Yeah, so we're not going there.
See, I just wouldn't go to Calgary because then you'd have to
Expansion
play
teams.
in the Saddle Dome all the time.
Not that bad.
The Saddle Dome sucks.
Yeah, but then you got to think of all the shovels you could have.
Yeah,
Have
but that's
so many shovels.
That's all
They
they
just
have going for
replenish.
them.
I was
They
gonna
put them
say
in
they
the same spot.
they keep disappearing though, so you're not gonna have that many shovels.
Winnipeg's the only one for me. My next one would be Ottawa. Those are the two I really would rather not play for.
And it, for me with Ottawa, it has nothing to do with the franchise, even though it's an absolute dumpster fire. It's just like the whole thought of an hour commute out to your arena is just a nightmare.
Oh, for me, it's the
What's your
entirely
drive
the
to work
franchise.
right now though?
What's that?
You don't live close
Yeah,
to
you
work
live in,
I
uh,
drive 25.
You live
25
in
minutes.
What about
What
no
about
winter?
You live in
20.
You live in like
20,
Lacombe or
15
something.
minutes. I slide faster.
It got faster in the winter.
I didn't
see that coming.
I didn't put winter tires on
I
my
did
car
not
last
see that
year. I
coming.
slid through a bunch of intersections.
Once you get to that hill, it's just all right, guys.
Oh yeah, I'm in
Making up time.
the mix. Number one Cooom fan.
I think that I wouldn't want to go to Vegas, and that's just because I would die living in Vegas.
But it would be a good way to die.
Oh yeah, you would go
There's
out on a high.
you don't die as you're like reaching the peak. You die after you've already hit the peak and you're on the downward.
When's the downward? When does the downward start?
But that's what I mean. Like,
Yeah, give it a couple days.
Well, see,
Most
like
of the people-
when does the downward start? If you live in Vegas, and I love Vegas, and I love walking down the street with beers in hand and a fresh chilada
where'd you
first
get the
thing in the
beer
morning.
from?
Oh, anywhere, man. Walgreens.
Taco Bell Cantina.
CVS.
CVS.
Taco Bell Cantina.
I mean,
I feel
Taco
like
Bell
we
Cantina all
aged
the
like
time.
2 years in the 3 days that we were.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm putting Vegas on my no trade because I would die living in Vegas.
I'm with
Second one is
Banger on
Buffalo. I don't want to go to Buffalo.
Okay,
Fuck
Buffalo's on my list. Buffalo's higher than Ottawa on my list. I went to Buffalo for the World Juniors a couple years ago. Man, it was so cold.
Buffalo hot sauce overrated by a mile. It's just regular hot sauce with butter, man. It's gross.
Well,
Ew.
most regional foods and dishes are just terrible.
Well,
Like St. Louis
the
style
buffalo
pizza.
wing. We're the
Yeah.
buffalo wing. We're the
Chicago
we're the
deep
best.
dish pizza. Oh my god, that's the worst thing I've ever had in my life. I went to
The
Chicago.
company?
I was
No,
staying
no,
in a
just like-
downtown hotel.
Just
and I was
Chicago,
like-
actual Chicago deep dish.
yeah, no, like their deep dish.
What's
like
wrong with
that
this?
style of
Hot
pizza.
take. It's more of a lasagna than a pizza.
Yeah,
Boom.
I went to a
I'm fine
hotel
with that. That's a
and I
hell of
went
a
to
lasagna.
the concierge and I was like, recommend the best deep dish pizza in town. She's like, no problem. Bingo, bango, gave it to me.
That's what it was called.
I ate one, like half of a slice, and I'm a pizza connoisseur. I like food, and I ate half of a slice, and I put that thing down and ordered.
You're
really-
a connoisseur. You can't judge it on half a
It was
slice.
a joke.
You
It was
need to
so
eat-
bad. It was like Bag Milk said. It was like eating lasagna.
I love lasagna.
Your Remchuk loves us talking about food, by the way.
You guys ever try St. Louis style pizza?
What is St.
No,
Louis
what
style
is this?
pizza?
St. Louis style pizza.
It's just like soda crackers with melted cheese on it or something.
It's weird. It's like you got like it's this really like small thin.
Do we all have to huddle around your computer? so
Yeah,
we
I got a
can-
picture of it right here. But it honestly looks like crackers with ketchup and cheese.
Yeah, I don't like
It's a
that.
bizarre ass looking pizza. It's like when you get
this right here.
Yeah, it's
No,
weird.
man.
Yeah.
That's
It's,
What do you got? Describe what you're
that's
saying.
grocery
It's a
store
podcast.
freezer
Yeah,
stuff.
this is not a very visual
well, I'm trying.
topic right now.
Okay, somebody else describe it.
Flatbread pizza, bro.
What it's like a flatter flatbread pizza
Yeah,
because
it looks-
you know like a good flatbread pizza
Yeah.
you get in like Europe.
It does. It looks like what you'd get at like Sobeys on the big metal tray.
that's what it looks like. It looks like
There's nothing wrong with that.
Why you got a degree? Yeah,
Hold
like
on.
why? Whoa,
You
wait a
can't
minute.
call this a pizza after just looking at a deep dish. That thing was like, you need a ruler. This thing is ridiculous. This is a couple pieces of paper high.
The St. Louis style pizza is a distinct type of pizza popular in
fuck's the rest of
Midwestern
it?
America's city of St. Louis, Missouri, and surrounding areas. The definitive characteristics of a St. Louis style pizza are a very thin, cracker-like crust made without yeast. The common
And no
but not
toppings.
universal use of Provel processed cheese and pizzas cut into square rectangles instead of wedges. That's
So when I was being a shithead and I said soda crackers with melted cheese on it, I was pretty
that's
close.
pretty much what it is.
Dude, you're really close.
Man,
like there's
I
no
nailed that.
toppings on this thing.
Sweet.
The increased amount of anger in Coombs' voice as he read that is just something to
I will
behold.
never accept a trade to the St. Louis Blues because of that pizza.
What about barbecue though?
Stupid.
No. They got some food. Over
What if you love the St. Lunatics and you want to go see them
there.
regularly?
Oh yeah, you could be Nellie's neighbor.
Yeah, you go hang out with City Spud. Come on, man.
What are you gonna do for 4th of July party? You're gonna go to your neighbor's house.
Yeah. You all throw Band-Aids on your face. You go party with Nelly and City Spud.
But what if they don't like me and I can't hang out with them and I have to eat St. Louis pizza myself? That sucks.
See, it's
Imagine ordering that. Imagine going to skipthedish.ca and ordering that shithouse pizza and having that brought to your
Man,
house.
I'd be pissed.
It's weird because during the cup, I think the pizza review guys they went to a couple places and I didn't see any saltine pizza.
Well, I don't know what I just looked at, but that was
depressing.
embarrassing.
It's scary.
Speaking of embarrassing, I want to talk about Ryan Spooner signing in Switzerland. Huh? See, how's that for a segue? Back to sports, Tyler. You like that?
That was a good one.
I want to talk about
Stick to sports.
I want to talk about Ryan Spooner signing in Switzerland. He signed a 1-year deal in the Swiss League because nobody wants him. Peter Chiarelli does not
wanted him.
have a GM position as we record today, so nobody wants Ryan Spooner. Pete's probably sending text out to all his buddies like, "Hey man, Ryan Spooner's available. What do you think?" And everybody's like, "Shut up, Pete."
Hey, wait a minute. Didn't Chiarelli get an office job with the Canucks?
That's
It was
the
a
rumor.
rumor.
Yeah.
So they were
don't know
talking
if that's
about him
confirmed
working
now.
with the Canucks, but the Canucks bought out Spooner, who Chiarelli was willing to sell his kidney to get.
That's why I told you.
What's going on?
they
Maybe that's
brought
why
in
he didn't get the
Chiarelli.
job.
They brought in Chiarelli to be the opinion.
He's there, and then he says what he would do, and
Exactly.
you say
You do
that's
the
like when
exact
Tyler
opposite.
tweets something and he gives an opinion on sports. I believe the opposite.
Okay. Yeah, no, not really surprised that Ryan Spooner didn't get a deal anywhere. Not really surprised that he didn't take an American Hockey League deal either. Like, why do you want to go make this?
Europe is so beautiful.
You
Right,
gotta live in
Switzerland is so
Switzerland, man.
Go make 200K, live in Switzerland for a couple years.
200 euros.
Well, I mean, it usually works out to about 200K American. A lot of those guys that will head over there and be impact players in that league, which I'm sure he will be. He'll be right up there with Marco Bello.
I'm
And
telling you,
Gaetan
man,
Haas.
Yeah, maybe
You're-
he turns that into a 1-year deal with the Oilers next year.
we are
Maybe.
going to look back on this and kick ourselves because Ryan Spooner evolutionized the skating game before skating was even a thing.
Eagle turns, man.
No, we're going to look back on this and be mad we wasted 3 minutes of time on it. Next.
Tyler, you Google pictures of Switzerland and you tell me that's a waste of time.
I would love to talk about
Let's
Switzerland.
talk about Switzerland. Let's not talk about Ryan Spooner.
Speaking of that, let's see if there's a Swiss-style pizza that Ryan Spooner could enjoy.
Well, he's looking that up, and
This
don't,
is
don't
a-
forget, like when he lands in Switzerland, they hand him a knife. It's full of all kinds of tools and like little toothpicks. and
What
shit.
airline do you think he's flying on? Maybe Lufthansa? They
Maybe.
really treat you well. They give you
Free
liquor on a
international
long-
cocktails?
yeah,
Nice.
Free liquor on a long flight. They throw food at you. They just keep coming by
Like-
with food.
Throw?
Yeah. Like I remember I was on a flight to
Oh,
Munich.
exotic Cooom.
Yeah,
moving
I was on
island.
my
Look
way.
where I've been.
I was on my way to Munich, and they were just throwing food at me. I was laying there, kind of half
Want to
asleep,
see
and
all
all
the
of a sudden,
stamps in my passport?
there was a big chocolate bar on my lap and a sandwich and a water bottle.
Yeah, did they let you smoke on those planes?
They don't.
Ah.
You can't smoke on flights.
Can't smoke in
What is it?
hospitals anymore.
1960?
And I remember there was a presidential candidate that wanted to put in roll down windows on planes so that they could smoke again.
What's wrong with
Hey,
that?
yeah, what's wrong with that, man?
I
You
want
need a
that.
dart, you need a dart, right? Just like if you need some fake McDavid merch, you'll go out and spend thousands of dollars on it.
Oh,
Man,
God.
I have zero sympathy for people who get caught in
No,
I
those.
want to start
man.
with you then. Please go
Yeah.
ahead, Tyler.
Hey,
Tell
it's
us
me,
about
Tyler. I'm a
Unless
fan of
it's like-
people who scam people.
No, unless you're like a senior citizen or something. Like, if you're gonna drop over $1,000 on a signed jersey, you need to at least a little bit know
Okay.
what you're doing.
Hold on. There's some facts that you just left out
Okay.
of that.
What are
So the first thing, he was offering the jerseys up to people for $350, but he had a buyer on the other end of the line.
Who is offering them?
This was
Context.
there's a random guy
What's
in
his name?
Edmonton.
Stockton.
I can't remember. I think they called him Vinny, which I mean was your first sign.
Hey, what's
You
up?
can't buy merchandise with someone named Vinny.
Yeah, hey, Vinny.
He would
I
message
got a jersey for you.
He would message you on Facebook Messenger, claim to be a part of OEG or Pro-Am Sports, depending on who you talk up to. And he was offering you a signed Connor McDavid jersey for the low price of $350 because his other buddy was going to buy it from him for $750.
So what's why?
Yeah, what?
So he's trying to put the pressure on you, right? He's like saying like, man, I'm going to give you a good deal.
But why?
But I could get a better
For
deal.
you special.
So, but my thing is, my thing with this whole thing is that the reality is getting signed Connor McDavid memorabilia is not accessible to the everyman anymore. And this jersey was accessible to the everyman.
In terms of what price?
Yeah, well, exactly. In terms of price, they're now at about like $1,100.
Yeah.
I think Pro-Am has like a deal going on that they're doing out of this,
Yeah, but
which
that's
is
kind of
brilliant.
the way it works. That's
I agree.
supply and demand.
But I'm just saying that like you have to have a little bit
I
more.
like how angry Tyler is.
Yeah,
about this.
you're all about the.
I love this. Go ahead.
Do you
scam
want me to
artist
have
here.
more sympathy for someone who believed they were getting a $350 signed McDavid jersey off Facebook Messenger from a guy named Vinny? I'm sorry, I'm not. Like,
There's a guy
it's like
also-
people who buy $30 China jerseys and it comes in and they're like, whoa, this isn't what I ordered. No, that is literally exactly what you ordered.
Whereas I'm that guy who I've been on the prowl for a Nuge jersey, but like I want one of those.
Do you want me to
knockoff
find you on an
jerseys.
Bad
AliExpress?
knockoffs.
But like I want the worst possibly constructed Oilers jersey that is on the internet. That's what I want.
And this might also be while I'm jaded. I worked in a Jersey City in Edmonton
Humble brag.
for like 2-ish years, and the amount of idiots you get who would come in and try to scam you. Like literally, there was one time a guy called me on the phone. He goes, "Hey, I got a McDavid jersey for my birthday, and I need to switch sizes. Can I come do that?" And I was like, "Yeah, man, but you need to either have a gift receipt from us, or it needs to have all the original NHL license tags." "Oh, well, it doesn't have the tags, but like, just take the tags off the one I return it for and slap them on the one I'm giving you."
Smart.
"No, man, because there's no way for us to prove that it's a real jersey." "What? You think I'm trying to scam you? Seriously, man?" It's like, yeah, I do think we're trying to scam you. That's why I'm not going to take your jersey. Hangs up on me.
A second incident from February states an individual lost $23,000 in an
that
investment
one's-
opportunity to old Vinny.
That's real bad.
What was Vinny doing? Was he scamming?
I don't know. It didn't say, just an investment opportunity.
I bet
so
you
take
Vinny
that
could
as a-
talk Tyler into joining a pyramid scheme.
Absolutely.
That- if it's like
you'll
a
be selling
legitimate,
homemade
scam.
jewelry and stuff to your friends and family.
And those
Do you guys know anybody that joined pyramid schemes?
Oh,
Of
yeah.
course, man.
I have
Tons.
like good friends that do it currently, and it just drives me wild.
Yeah, like people I went to high school with are always posting like on their Instagram and stuff, being like, "It is so nice to work from home. Look how much money I make. This past day I made $350. You need a better life. Message me for more details."
Can we talk
Yeah.
about Instagram accounts and telling you how to live your life?
What we are going to talk about right now is Jay walking into the podcast studio after
So
after
cute.
coming
You
in a
practicing
wet
your swimming?
t-shirt contest.
He was doing the triathlon.
Jay was
again.
participating in a wet
You're
t-shirt
trying to
contest.
get better at
Looks great.
swimming so you can best me on our
impressive.
rematch?
He just dipped. He just looked down, and water literally just right off the hat.
No, well, we can
We're
talk
getting
about the
there.
triathlon
We'll get
right
there.
now since you're here.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the triathlon
Hey,
today.
we were supposed to do it today too. I'm very happy we didn't do it today.
It would have been so much better though.
So if you've been following Oilers Nation on social media, you've seen the videos coming out from the swim, the bike ride, the run. All three participants are here. Rick, I'll start with you. How did it go?
I knew it was going to be hard, but it was a lot harder than I expected. That swim wasn't very fun.
The hot tub was fun.
The hot tub was very, very nice. I really suggest
Kinsman's
you
a
guys
nice
get in
facility.
there.
Well, that's because the video's hilarious where you just like, I'm out, and
I've
you
had
go
enough.
sit in the hot tub.
There was we were swimming, and I think the Kevin guy said something about, okay, you know, maybe you guys just do 600 meters. So that was
Six laps.
where I was at. And I was like, yep, perfect. I'm out. So I got out, and they kept going. All the credit to them. The bike was hard, and the run was horrible.
Which event do you feel you excelled at?
The donair eating at the end of it.
Nice. Nice.
I as the filmer of the whole thing, I have to say the three guys did an amazing job. Like even where Rick pulled out in the pool, like you said, he still swam 3 or 4 lengths of the pool over and over again. Like it's not an easy thing to do by any means,
Swimming's hard.
but you guys are doing it amazingly.
It's very hard.
So
And I
kudos
will
to the
I will
three of you.
fully admit, I'm sure I'm not the only one, but there were times where I stopped and it was like waist high. I got up and I started walking.
Yep, there was some video of that.
I'm sorry, guys.
I left that out.
Yeah,
of
no,
the
that's
final
fine.
video.
I challenge anyone to come in. I'll swim beside you, and yeah, it was tough.
But hopefully we can do this again next year, and you guys can you guys can come into it with,
with
fresher minds.
I'm ready to
get
go.
some more bloggers involved and make this a whole thing. But
Jay, after finishing up, you tweeted out, "I'm a prisoner in my own body." How did this go for you?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just reeling from how soaked I am doing. I'm an amateur landscaper at the moment. Yeah, the swimming it's all encompassing. Every body part has a play in the swim, and I was just happy I got it done. I know where I could have made it. Like I was dry heaving after like lap 7. I stopped to dry heave in a pool, which seems really fucked up, but as I thought I would, I knew I would. I'm an explosive athlete, if you want to call myself an athlete. Mm-hmm. So I knew I would be good on the bike because that's my domain. But yeah, doing the swim, then the run, or then the bike, and then having to run, I was toast.
You were reminded of the benefits of youth when you saw me speeding around the track running.
Well, let's be clear here, okay? So, Cooom, how old are you?
I am 26.
You're 26. So I'm 12 years older than Cooom. Cooom was a lifeguard.
I'm still currently a lifeguard.
Still currently a lifeguard. So still an active swimmer. Runs
but it's
all the
not
time.
about swimming. It's about accident prevention.
But you know how to swim properly
to an extent.
And so and you've swam more recently than me. I'm not making excuses. I'm happy how I held up.
You guys all did amazing.
If I could have fucking ran, I just couldn't. I had no gas. We ran like 200 meters, and I was like, oh my god. So then I kept pushing myself, and then once again had to pull over and dry heave again because I was pushing myself.
I think the run was 2.5K. I think.
Yeah, that's all it was. That's not even a
pretty
crazy
small
run. And I think I had like a minute 24 lead on Cooom after the bike, and he just wouldn't stop running. And I just kept watching him. I'm like, okay, like, is that a minute and 20-second lead? And then I would try to run and be like, okay, he's there. And I would try to run to that point that I saw him at to see if that was a minute 20. And I couldn't even run to that point. Oh, it was brutal. So a lot of respect, a lot of fun.
It was a great time.
It was good, and I felt great after it.
And that was endorphin highs for the next like 12 hours.
Oh yeah, I was riding a high, and that was probably one of the best donairs I've had in a long time. Obviously circumstantial because my body was fully depleted. If I had to critique it, because I don't think we did a review, I think there wasn't enough sauce or the sauce was bland.
Yeah, it wasn't much.
But the meat was amazing.
Really good.
And really good service. Anyways, that's my take.
Cam, after being chirped by the other two boys leading up to the triathlon, how do you feel as the reigning champion?
It was, to be honest, it wasn't surprising that I took on the W. I think we all knew I was going to win, but it felt really nice for me after I was getting bullied on Friday at the baseball game for getting torched by that fast-ass kid in the morph suit.
Yeah, so Cam raced the Bolt at the Prospects game at Nation Night at the ballpark and got roasted, not because you didn't run quickly. He was the fastest man alive.
So there's one clip that shows me at the beginning, and I'm really flying, doing my best. And then the other clip that we posted when the Dan took, and it's no fault of Dan, that's just where he was standing. I come in looking like I'm in my fucking 50s, like I can barely run, I'm so out of shape, and I'm like breathing, and everyone on Twitter is laughing at me. They're just like, this idiot is so out of shape, and he got dominated by this 12-year-old running.
In cleats. The other guy was in cleats.
Yeah, but you were in Chucks, though.
Yeah. You were in Chucks.
If you got roasted for anything at the ball game, it should have been for your opening quote-unquote pitch.
I got roasted for that, too, so I got
Good, you
double
deserved
roasted.
it.
We were walking out of the ballpark, and some guy, like, Cooom and I are crossing to the parking lot across the street, and some guys start yelling at him, like, nice first pitch, bro.
First of all, I don't know what time was the opening pitch. I know Dan was sweating buckets over there because we're trying to get the talent to show up for the opening pitch. He's nowhere to be found. He comes in, what was it, 3-4 minutes after he's supposed to be there?
Yeah. Well, there was because we got a group text. So Cam, shortly before the game's like, I'm about 20 minutes out, and I read this, I'm like, whoa, geez.
This was at like the game's at 7. I text him at like 6:20, and I'm like, I'm 20 minutes away. I was not 20 minutes away. I was like 45 minutes away.
So what Cam did for his first pitch is he had a hockey stick out there and he tried to shoot the ball. However, no practice shots.
0 practice shots.
You just went out there and tried your best. I was hoping you were going to take a clapper.
No, well, that's what he talked about doing.
It could have been so much worse.
Yeah, but it would have been.
Because he would have tripped.
I could have gotten a lot of shale, and I could have missed the ball, and I could have shot a lot of dirt at the the kid catching, and it could have hit him in the face, and it would have been bad.
I'm sure he would have been okay.
I don't think he would have.
I think it would have
I
gone
watched
even
your
more
shot.
wrong.
I'm not sure you could have got any shale to the home plate.
Oh,
You've never watched me play ball hockey.
No, I watched you try. I watched you take that shot there.
I'm a ball hockey champion.
the last time Rick trash talked to you, you crushed him in a triathlon.
So now you have to come and play on the opposing team to my ball hockey team.
Okay, that I'm down with. That I can handle.
I'm a good two-way player.
Good character in the room.
I get back.
Strong in the corners.
You've seen me running. I'll back check and I'll forecheck. I might not have much stick skill.
Do you sacrifice the body?
Yeah, I'll get down there. I'll block a shot.
Absolutely.
I don't like doing it, but I will. And then Tyler's sitting over there, and he's like, "Whoa, we're talking about Cam's ball hockey team. Why can't we talk about me scoring 190 points last year in Div 4, Edmonton Rec Hockey League?"
Hey, if you want to come up and play Div 4, you're more than welcome.
Buddy, I cannot play Div 4. My ankles are decrepit, and I am happy with my Div 9. I'm having a blast in that league. I have a lot of fun.
I have fun too.
Yeah, I know.
I'm glad you guys are both having fun. Speaking of fun, I want to end up this week's podcast with a shout out to the Oilersnation Open Golf Tournament that is happening on August 29th out at Cougar Creek. Teams are still available, but they are selling out. Dan, if you want to procrastinate, Dan, you are not coming. Dan,
what? I'm coming.
Just
you driving around the cart?
Dan will be there.
No, I think Bag Milk and I are gonna have a place set up.
Dan and I are gonna post up at a hole and just drink beers all day.
Yeah, we're not gonna do anything except for drink.
The only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to wander around to the food holes and spoil myself
Good
some
call.
snacks.
I have some workers who want to come and hang out with you guys.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Head on
Mrs.
down
Mendes.
Oh yeah.
What? Yeah, she's a good time. Last time her and I had a couple of wobblies and it got out of control.
We can go maybe chase around some geese.
I broke it down to her yesterday that we don't have a hole, and she wasn't very happy. So I was like, "Hey, wait, I'll find a spot for you."
Yeah,
Don't
come
worry."
hang out at the National. Head on over to nationgear.ca. Grab 3 friends, grab 3 strangers, grab 3 relatives. I don't care. Just come play in the tournament. We've got cool prizes. We are giving away the Nation Truck to a hole-in-one winner. If you succeed on the Sherwood Ford hole, we are going to have prizes galore. We are going to have a trophy. Am I allowed to talk about the trophy?
Yes, it is confirmed now.
We are having a trophy for the winner, and this thing is legit. Wait till we release pictures of it.
It's like our own Stanley Cup.
We are going to have a good time for a great cause, raising some money for the Jason Greger Foundation. Head on over, nationgear.ca. That's all for episode 44 of Oilers Nation Radio. Thank you to Sherwood Ford. Thank you to Skip the Dishes. And thank you to all of you. Make sure to subscribe and download wherever you get your podcasts from, or Tyler will cry. You don't want to make Tyler cry.
I would.
you
Yeah,
don't.
I do.
Have a good weekend, everybody.
Would love to look.
Shout out Damien.
Best wishes.